You know what, me and God was just talking about. I was looking at Bumpy Johnson again. In order, you gotta be real with yourself to quit anything. So for those of you who trying to quit drugs, quit hoeing, quit prostitute, I don't even know the difference from hoeing and prostitute, honestly. But I know in the street they say both of them. So, quit telling lies. Any sin that you commit, no matter if you commit it on a palace level to a slum level, if you want to quit that sin, quit that issue, you will have to be real with yourself. And that's going to be a problem. When you look at it, like I'm telling y'all, you're going to realize everybody you sleep with and every person you share energy with, even just for a fling, you're going to be stuck with that energy for 5 years. I can put to tell, let's say somebody out there, which is probably not, I got a bad evaluation on the planet last night, and that was kind of sad. It said this was an adulterous planet, and it is uninvitable. Just like y'all said about people like me and my flying, you said it said the planet uninvitable, which has got to be bad. It got to be like, because the planet, we go through cycles, and it pans, it goes around. The planet will not evolve. The planet must evolve. We must unite to evolve. We must become like the 80s. People don't realize the 80s era was good because it wasn't so much sin. It was a lot of sin. It was still sin, but it wasn't so much of it. Like people indulge in, like people have the way it talked last night was that it said because our custom ways, people are literally trying to recreate the Ten Commandments to their fashion. And that's sad, bro. We must understand God will not change his laws. He's not going to change his laws. God is not ever going to change them laws. You will have to abide by them 10 commandments before you get up out of here. And not only will you have to abide by them 10 commandments, but you better wholeheartedly fulfill them things. So, it ain't going to work, y'all. That's why I'm telling people, I'm trying to tell people, I see people all the time where they stopped doing on YouTube. God will forgive you for your sin. And you last day, if you on your deathbed and you done did a lot, and God, you say, God, please forgive me. It's a process. So somebody else would probably tell you, yeah, but I'm personally saying, no, it don't work like that. Unless your heart was pure heart and something dramatic happened, like almost an instant death. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And you go to the hospital and you probably been having on your heart that you were going to change your life for God. And then all of a sudden, boom, you crash or something. Maybe because of something like that. But otherwise, you getting sick and dying, and you finna get up out of here, and you know you finna get up out of here, you in your golden days, and you ain't got right yet. And you still, like how my folks doing, still acting like they 14 years old, like they can't help it, which they probably can't because their heart's seared. From the last time they started attacking me, they probably started attacking me when I was in my 20s, probably. 18, 20 years old. So it seemed like their mind stuck that long ago. But anyway, and one of them, between my auntie and uncles, one of them is actually Satan's vessel. So I hope they know what the hell they're doing following that individual. And I'm going to go ahead and say that and let that out. I'm tired of hearing about it. But anyway, I've been hearing about it for about a year or 2 years now. I'm just going to let everybody know because you getting on my last nerve. But anyway, that's enough. I ain't going to say nothing else about you. But, all right, like this situation that I was telling everybody, this situation right here, this is the same thing that had Jesus in. Like, this is a quarantine. Y'all can sit back on stadiums and look at me and go, but I'm going to tell you something. Lukewarm is real. I was in the streets. We ain't got to talk about no stadium who in quarantine, how it's acting over here and all that. I was in the damn streets. I went from street to street. Unless the whole damn world, unless the whole America in quarantine, I was all over this bitch dealing with drugs. So I'm going to tell you now, that ain't the way that worked right there. This is the way it worked. You can't be lukewarm. You either hot or you cold. You can't be lukewarm. Period. That's a sure ticket to hell. I don't care who you think you is out there. Now, cause the reason why I'm saying that is because who like people in you don't like lukewarm people in the street. What is a lukewarm person in the street? A person who pretending like a gangster and do gangster move with you, and then when y'all go to jail, tell on you and put you in jail just to get them out of jail. That's a lukewarm person. See what I'm saying? Obviously, one part of him didn't want to be in jail, and another part did want to be in jail. See what I'm saying? You see how that works? Cheese toast and raisin bran. That was one of my grandma's favorite breakfasts. But anyway, so what I was saying was like Jesus. Obviously, y'all had Jesus or something like that. The Pharisees and Sadducees, why you kept how you knew where he was at all the time. You was always following. Like you can follow people through word of mouth and stuff like that, but it's a way you stalk people. This degree of stalking, just like Jesus' degree, it was a group of people watching, stadiums standing, applauding. With that being said, this been around. So even God knows about it, been knowed about it. So wouldn't that scare everybody, let everybody know it's a test for us all? Just like the one that's going to be condemned to go to hell or heaven on earth. I mean, just like the ones in the quarantine going to be judged, the same ones on the stadium going to be judged. What make you any difference? It don't matter if you sitting on a seat, pulpit, looking at me, tell my truth. It don't matter if I was sitting over there looking at you, tell you the truth. We all going to be judged the same. It don't matter. So if you looking at me in quarantine, looking at me do good, seeing I'm in a position where you put me in a suppressed area where I'm supposed to do drugs, supposed to be homicidal, and supposed to be suicidal, and I'm not doing none of that, then, and you sitting there, and you stuck doing that already. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, judges done. One thing I noticed about this situation that I've been in, as soon as you mess with one of God's anointed, God's child, ain't got to be no chosen one, y'all. Everybody keeps screaming that chosen one stuff. All you got to do is love God the right way. Be real with God the right way. And as soon as you start messing with them, the spiritual judicial system automatically come and watch your ass. And they going to let you continue all that garbage on. I'm telling you, that's all going to be weighed up on that Libra scale. That alone, I can sit here and safely say, confidently say, that alone gonna make your heart too heavy to be weighed with a feather against a feather. So you got all this other stuff you do in your life. You probably a killer. You probably tell lies. You probably lukewarm. You probably a prostitute. You probably a whore. You probably, you know what I'm saying? You probably got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. And just from that alone, sitting there watching God's people be tortured and clapping about it and applauding and saying, yeah, change the world. Malcolm X came to change the world, you didn't change. Martin Luther King came to change the world, you didn't change. Dr. Sabi came to change the world, you didn't change. You put them all in quarantine too. It don't matter if you travel the world, you be in quarantine. How you think I know all the stuff that y'all doing? Y'all ain't making no sense. And this is another thing don't make sense. Every time I tell y'all shit don't make sense. Y'all think about conduit. Oh, they just got they clairvoyant. They what else y'all be saying? Y'all like they clairvoyant. They got psychic powers. And they do. And if them gifts start to leak, you'll say they psychopaths. I noticed that. Y'all got a name for everything that comes from something real though. There's truth behind every criticism. So you just call them a psychopath, right? Okay. If them gifts start to leak, you'll do that. But all those gifts, It didn't even take me long to look this up and find this information out when I realized something different was going on with me. And that was just in these 5 years. Anybody that got gifts like that come directly from God is a gift directly from God. Anybody. Okay? So that means the information coming straight from God. So if I didn't read your information before, and then you come into my energy, playing this role, as if you're going to save somebody and this and that, because I know I'm in quarantine. I know why I'm in quarantine. I'm in quarantine to change the world. You're supposed to be looking at me. I know somebody sold their soul and to put me in a trap position, and got all kind of money, and got rich, thought they were doing things like that. I knew all about all that. I told y'all all this on Facebook, and that was 5 years ago, damn near 4.5 years ago. So I said, God, I said the same thing then, I'm going to tell you now. God wanted all that to bring attention to me so he could show you, so I could show y'all how I live, because the world obviously need a reboot on how to live their own lives. Because lukewarm and all that shit, y'all out there reading y'all Bible, that's one of the main things God spit out his mouth. You want to make God angry? No, you don't want to make God upset. You don't want to get God upset with you. You want to make God angry. I wouldn't waste my time. You know how much energy you got to put in to truly, actually loving God. And then just to act like, just to fake it, it ain't worth it. You're either going to be hot or you're going to be cold. That's why I teach you that. You got to make a choice. And I'm going to be real with you. I feel like I'm the best Christian you got if I was a Christian. Because I'm honest with myself. And you going to know what I know. I listen to rap. I listen to all music. I ain't finna say, I cuss if I have to cuss sometimes. It just come out. You can't, the hardest thing to tame is the tongue. You ain't tame that between your legs. You ain't tame the way you eating. You ain't tame the way you disciplining yourself. And you gonna sit here and tell them that that's pretty much saying the last thing to be able to tame is your tongue. The whole damn world ain't got to that yet. Cause I just got a bad message saying the whole world is they said the planet is an adulterous planet. Not this country, not this county. They said the planet is an adulterous, the planet is an adulterous place. And it's invitable, just like you say about people like me. And we are not going to elevate. We're going to stay in this cycle, even if I'm here teaching just like this, because you ain't learning nothing. Just like you didn't learn from Sabi. You killed Sabi, sold his damn medicine, took his money. Just like you did with all the other legends. You killed them all, took their ideas, and made it your own. You're not learning. The planet ain't moving. Y'all sitting over there clapping and sleeping with everybody, sleeping with each other, and finding peace and harmony in that. How? I have never seen people like that be able to properly take care and raise a child. Most of y'all, I go up to y'all right now, and if I ask y'all where your kids at, you going to say over your grandma's house, your grandpa's house, over your mama's house, over your daddy's house. Knowing damn well they too old to be taking care of them kids. They are at the age where they need to rest. You need to be coming to their house and helping them out. That's how perverse the world is. People starting to have kids just to drop them off at their parents' house. You don't even need to have no kids if you can't take care of them yourself. Now, y'all sitting there jotting up. I'm telling you, how would I know this? How would I know y'all in the sex realm wilding out? God ain't gonna tell me y'all energy if you irrelevant to the cause. You got a mission to play. Not for me, but for God. And you failing in every way. You get on there and be quiet. And then you sneak on there. I be with demons. I was raised with demons. Demons act like that in every way. You can't find them when you need them. But then, when they done sinning and done with the devil, popping up in your goddamn face. You don't need them then, though. Because you just got rid of that hard place. You just evolved out of that situation. What are you coming around for now? You need to go clean off your own plate. You see what I'm saying? That's how that works. You find peace with yourself. You can do like I'm doing. You can change the volume of your tone up or down, and the rhythm of your heart is still the same sound. All right, somebody can come over here and slap me now, and I get up and I dance around as if I'm just clowning, smiling, calm as hell. Heartbeat still got the same sound. Ain't nobody playing with you clowns. No, you not a clown. I'm a clown. No, I'm not a clown. You a clown. You better know it. Now, anyway, but what we talking about? I got all that extra ancestors. I'm gonna get riled up. I'm gonna stay in my room all day. So those of you who looking at me saying you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm already descending. I'm already on the floor. All you've been able to do to me is bring the color on the contrast on my phone up and down. Get out of here already with that, man. Real, get out of here. That's not real. But anyway, that's what I was saying. You gotta be real, like to quit something. So for those of you on drugs and those of you who truly got a problem internally, and some of y'all just hiding it, don't want to let it out. But people know you work for these damn companies and shit. You work for councils and stuff, and they have to. You can't get married to nobody, woman or man, when the council got you on speed dial. So you gonna have to evolve out of that first. That's gonna take years. The whole beauty in getting married is the experience and trials and tribulation together. If you got an outlet to get out of a situation, like let's say you and your husband, you get married to your husband, and y'all got a $50,000 debt, and you make a call, anonymous call, and the council say we got a room for you, we got somebody you to go to. You mean to tell me you gonna take what belonged to God over there to the devil to pay a $50,000 debt? I never seen such a life. I never had to do such a thing. I thank God I didn't learn about the council to these 5 years. I got mine all out the mud. I walked slap out the mud with mine. They had me in the mud, and then when they put me in the mud, they dropped me on my knees in the mud. And then they put all this stuff in my face as what they wanted me to do in the mud. I said, oh, hell no. I got up out the mud and standing in the mud. And even while I was standing in the mud, I was getting in the mud because my family made sure I stayed in the mud. Now, thunder in the building. Y'all are not getting no round of applause out of me. I got the worst information in my life. I got the worst information in my life last night when they basically said the planet can't elevate because it's an adulterous planet. We got conduits and shit jumping on helicopters doing privates. Knowing God see you. You looking at me clapping. You in quarantine. How do I know you doing this shit? We all are in quarantine. You put a child of God in quarantine, so immediately God put y'all on quarantine. Y'all take helicopters. You conduits. We supposed to be helping change the world. I'm not in here for myself to find a lover. I never have looked for one. I'm in here for myself to help the world, to help the planet, to help God, to do my job as a chosen one. When you go get a job, right? Before you can get that job, they got to put you to a field test, right? You got to pass the field test to get the job, right? Well, that's the same thing we got to do as being chosen ones. You ain't failing your test to be with a lover like me. You ain't failing your test to be a lover like yourself, be with a lover like yourself. You failing the test to not even be a chosen one. And they're going to take your conduit powers and give it to the real chosen one. And then them demons going to attack you, and it ain't going to be no more helicopters. You're going to be lucky if you even get to get in a Nissan. Now, the end.